In the 8th century, China was at the height of its power under the mighty Tang dynasty. It was a golden age of culture, trade, and military expansion. But in 755 AD, a trusted general named An Lushan led a rebellion so catastrophic that it nearly brought down the empire. It lasted for nearly a decade, led to the deaths of tens of millions, and forever changed China's history. This is the story of the An Lushan Rebellion, the war that almost destroyed the Tang dynasty. Before chaos erupted, the Tang dynasty was at its peak. China was the richest and most powerful empire in the world, with a thriving economy, flourishing arts, and strong international trade along the Silk Road. The capital, Chang'an, was the largest city on earth, home to over 1 million people. But beneath this golden age, there were cracks in the empire: corruption, heavy taxation, and growing tensions at the borders. And at the center of it all was a man named An Lushan. And Lushan was no ordinary general. He was of mixed Sogdian and Turkic descent, a skilled warrior who had risen through the ranks to become one of the most powerful military commanders in the empire. He commanded over 150,000 troops on the northern frontier, guarding China's borders from nomadic invaders. But despite his military success, An Lushan had his own ambitions. He had gained the trust of Emperor Xuanzong and his favorite concubine, Yang Guifei, but behind the scenes he was plotting something far greater. In 755 AD, An Lushan made his move. Claiming that the imperial court was corrupt and that he needed to save the Tang dynasty, he declared himself emperor of a new dynasty, the Yan dynasty. With his loyal troops, he launched a surprise attack, swiftly capturing the eastern capital, Luoyang. Within months, he had taken control of key cities and was marching toward Chang'an. The Tang court was in shock. This was no minor rebellion, this was an all-out war. By 756 AD, An Lushan's forces reached the gates of Chang'an. Emperor Xuanzong, realizing he could not defend the city, made a desperate decision. He fled to Sichuan, abandoning the capital. As he escaped, his own soldiers turned against him, blaming his beloved concubine, Yang Guifei, for the empire's troubles. In a tragic twist, they forced him to order her execution. Meanwhile, Chang'an fell into enemy hands, and An Lushan declared himself the ruler of China. But An Lushan's victory would not last. The Tang dynasty was down, but not out. Loyalist forces regrouped, forming a resistance with the help of foreign allies, including the Uyghurs. By 757 AD, a counterattack was launched. The tide of war began to turn, but inside An Lushan's own camp, things were falling apart. In 757 AD, An Lushan's reign came to an unexpected end. Not by battle, but by betrayal. Suffering from a painful illness, he became increasingly paranoid and violent. His own son and trusted officers, fearing for their lives, assassinated him in his sleep. But even with his death, the rebellion continued. His followers fought on under new leaders, dragging the war on for several more years. The rebellion was finally crushed in 763 AD, but the damage had been done. It is estimated that up to 36 million people died, making it one of the deadliest conflicts in human history. The Tang dynasty, once the most powerful empire in the world, never fully recovered. Its authority weakened and rebellions continued to rise in the following centuries. The Golden Age was over, and the empire's decline had begun. The An Lushan Rebellion was more than just a civil war, it was a turning point in Chinese history. A single man's ambition led to a decade of destruction, millions of deaths, and the slow downfall of one of the greatest dynasties the world had ever seen. But what if An Lushan had never rebelled? Could the Tang dynasty have continued its golden age, or was its fall inevitable? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into history's greatest mysteries.